Okay, welcome back to UltraChenTV. Let's switch now to actual fighting game talk.
Yes, exactly.
So, last week, out came the Brady guide, the official, what's it called? Ultra Street Fighter 4 official Bible.
Yeah, exactly. This thing is thick. Look at this thing.
It's big. And it's nice quality, too, to hold it.
Yeah, look at this. It's 500 and... It's almost 600 pages. 585 pages. Yeah, 588 pages, basically, of pure Street Fighter content. This thing is crazy. I mean, it has all 44 characters listed in alphabetical order.
Yes.
They didn't even put the new characters in their own section.
Thank you.
But this thing is super nice. This thing is actually really nice, and just, you know, looking through it, this thing, I swear, is like... I'm even kind of wary of saying it's made for casual players because there's so much detail in here.
Yeah, it's definitely the most detailed fighting game guide that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, let's just put this... Let me see if I can find a great example of this. Like, this is kind of information that you normally wouldn't see. I want to see if I can find a good example here.
All the hitboxes, I mean, every move has its hitbox
so,
showing.
I mean, if you look here, I can try to zoom in on Fuerte. See right here. You can see...
There's some crap.
Yeah, it's
whatever's going
blurry.
on there.
It's not focusing, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know which move that is.
Yeah, it's El Fuerte Dynamite. See, you can see the hitboxes.
What the heck is Dynamite?
And the hurt boxes.
I've been playing this character. I don't
That's
know.
his super.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because nobody uses the super, right? So, but yeah, so like for example, this is stuff that I have never seen in any guide before. So
Okay.
I'm looking at Gouken here, right?
Okay.
And you can see how under the moves right here, there's actually this black text down here. This black text actually says, for example, on his angled jumping roundhouse.
Yeah.
1 to 10 frames, lower body projectile invincibility, soft knockdown on airborne opponent, juggle potential 1. It actually lists the juggle potential of all the moves, has all that invincibility frame stuff. So all those notes that you're used to seeing in wikis are all here in this guide.
Yeah, and obviously it has the startup and whatever frame data of every
and
move,
damage, and if it's high or low or whatever. But it's pretty crazy.
But so it's not even just that, right? It's not just the technical stuff. If you go towards the back of each of these sections, it has an overview where it's like pros and cons of the character. Then it has the tuning history. It like says like whether or how the character has changed from version to version.
Yeah.
It's like you were trying to put together, but like
but this is all in full detail.
And then so like the best part is I don't know. I guess I'll show you. Check out this gigantic text. Yeah, that's the meat.
Yeah,
and it basically for each character it talks about what to do at long range, mid range, and close range, and it gets detailed, dude. Like there's stuff in there that like I hadn't even ever thought about. Like with Dan, right? His focus attack moves him backwards a little bit. His throwable. I never even thought about using that in frame traps, but it was like press one button and then do a focus attack, and you'll move outside of grab range, and if somebody does a crouch attack, you'll absorb it. And I was like, that is so smart. I've never thought of that. Like 5 years later, I've been playing this character.
That's really cool.
And it took the Brady guide of all things for me to like figure it out.
I mean, but let's also put it this way, right? I mean, this Brady game wasn't just written by anybody, right? One, Joe Epstein's worked on this. He's been doing all of the he did the Marvel ones, he did the Cross Tekken guide and everything like that. He's just basically been doing a lot of the Brady games guides. Adam Dietz, better known as what is he? He's Kamui, I believe it is. Yeah, that's his nickname. He was a very strong Texas player from back in the day, and he is a writer on this as well, Adam Dietz. And then, of course, most of us in the fighting game community know Shady K, aka Long Tran.
Yes.
So he also helped with this guide a lot, and you know, he's one of the most technical people. I've always said that when he was by Filipino Champ's side as his coach, Filipino Champ had his best performances because he's a scientist to the nth degree.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's really impressive what they've done with this. So.
I've been talking with him about it a little bit.
Oh, cool.
And
nice.
He said he was like, figure out which characters I use, and I was like, dive kick characters probably. But then he was like, nah, the Vortex one. So if you look at characters that are kind of vortexy. He has all the setups in there. Like in the strategy section,
really?
like
Okay.
he'll be like literally like with these normals, blah blah blah. Like it's really detailed stuff.
Look, I just want to show people this, right? So remember when I said it was like almost 600 pages, right? This much of the book is characters. So in other words, this is system right here. But then this is how much detail there is on every character. Not only that, but you know what I actually kind of like? Just a little small subtle thing, that the top corners of all the pages have their picture. So it's like I'm thumbing through and I want to find El Fuerte, so I can just flip through here and you can, or Fei Long, and then you can easily find them and stuff like that. I don't know. I think that's just a really cool little touch. Makes it so it's really easy to find the character you're looking for.
There's a really cool section towards the front. I don't know if you've read it about metagame, which is like an unfortunate title, but it's really good for helping people figure out the strategy of it and how to categorize players. And it's the kind of stuff that I haven't seen in a guide before. So we're talking about all this because it's just very cool to see finally a guide that's built for fighting game players. Like
it's actually a fighting game strategy guide.
It actually is. And it's just like such a cool progression if you go back and see how guides were even just a couple of years ago.
I remember long time ago grabbing the Brady Games X-Men vs. Street Fighter guide. And I just opened it up and like the first combo I saw in there wasn't a combo.
Really?
It didn't work. The book wasn't even in color. It was literally people were just making stuff up just to make a guide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we grew up on with fighting game guides. So, to see it kind of get to this point is really fantastic, I think. So,
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So that's part of the Street Fighter 4 stuff, but yeah, I mean, there's other Street Fighter 4 news.
Oh, yeah, of course. Ultra's out on PC.
Ultra's out on PC. So it came out, I think, on Friday, and it's available on Steam.
It came out early a little bit.
It did come out a little early.
Yeah, a little early. Yeah.
It did. So anyway, it came out on Steam. Have you gotten a chance to try it on PC?
No, not yet. I have not touched it yet on the PC.
Okay.
So I've just been seeing a lot of news about it.
There is a lot of news. So I put it on mine. I have this, I have a Lenovo ThinkPad X220. It's a nice business computer because the battery lasts for a long time, but the graphics card is just some horrible Intel crap, and it's it's not very fast and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't run games very well, but I can still run Street Fighter on it, which kind of surprised me. Cool. So I've been trying stuff a little bit. I mean, on whatever the worst quality is, but who cares? I've been trying stuff. So the news, other than that, is that it's totally glitchy and horrible.
Well, okay. We should establish, first of all, that they are releasing a new patch, which they talked about, where they're going to fix some of the bugs, right?
Yeah.
That hasn't gotten out to console yet, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it has not gotten out to console, yeah.
But the PC version has those changes in there.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it also includes other changes that they did not list.
Right.
And it wasn't that they were trying to sneak changes in there. They literally just did not know they accidentally put those in there.
Yeah.
Such as the Capray changing the charge time on her DCM, her anti-air DCM, and Stinger. Like, it got changed from 42 charge to 52 charge, I believe. And they literally said, we have no idea how that happened.
Yeah. So that's not a great sign. That's not a great sign. Apart from that stuff, there are other glitches. We should mention that the summer costumes are now out. So every character has a summer costume where it's a little bit different, and there are 22 colors, which is pretty sweet.
Dude, so when we first saw the pictures, we were making fun of them. Remember, kind of on stream, we were talking about how they look kind of bad and everything like that. I saw a video of them all in motion, a trailer that came out for them. They actually looked, some of them looked better in motion once you got to see them move. Okay. The Chun-Li one, I'm still wondering what the hell, WTF on that one, right? However, 22 colors. One of them's got to make it look good.
You would think.
Like, I hope one of them takes all the alternate colors and makes them like one color. Like, and so it's not striped anymore. Like, if they did that, it might actually just look good, right? You never know.
That would make sense.
So, yeah, so they probably didn't do
it.
Oh, man.
So, with Hugo's new alternate costume.
Actually, he found out it was with all of them.
Oh,
with
no
any
way.
costume, yeah.
Because I tried it and it didn't work, but apparently there's a Hugo glitch, I don't know how to do it, apparently, where if he does a spinning pile driver, he just, like, gets caught in the earth. He's just, like, in
like
the earth.
this, like with arms sideways like
Yeah.
this, perfectly, dude.
Yeah, he just, like, he slipped halfway through into the earth. And as the opponent is supposed to go up, the camera goes up and down, but the character is just on the ground, and Hugo is in the ground.
Yeah, like literally his stomach is like down into the ground.
In the ground. And you can see his stupid face make his stupid expression.
My favorite part, because he's just sitting there like, it's just like, it's so ridiculous. I kept watching it over and over again and just like cracking up at work. It's pretty epic.
It's so stupid. With the PC version, you can change the graphics settings a little bit, and if you do mess with the graphics settings, it makes the game different.
Just,
it runs different. The frames get skipped and stuff, so things that aren't combos normally become combos sometimes, because sometimes the game skips frames, and presumably what's happening is that it's skipping frames, and those missed frames make a combo.
So
basically.
things
around it become a combo.
Right. So things that were one frame off from being a combo now can be combos.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, because frames get skipped.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
But again, that's just if you screw around with the graphics. So that's not going to be.
Don't do that. Yeah. So hopefully none of the. So if you're a TO or you know any TOs, talk to them now. And if they're planning to run things on PC, which we should probably talk about, Wednesday Night Fights is planning to do that. Definitely do not turn on frame smoothing or whatever like that. Smooth
frame rate.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Wednesday Night Fights is running things on PC. Street Fighter is on PC.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to work out.
I'm very interested. You know, there's the benefit to it of that. We've talked about this for ages, but that if we were on PC rather than on console, there'd be more opportunities for sponsorship, and maybe that results in like more money and stuff. Right. And I think it's Alienware that's sponsoring Wednesday Night Fights. So, I mean, that's an example.
Yeah, they're giving them a ton of Alienware PCs to run on.
That's pretty impressive.
So I think that's really cool. I have my own personal concerns about PCs.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay. I mean, what's your concerns?
Things like this frame rate issue. I mean, you know, if you don't turn that on, then it's not an issue. But the nature of PC is that it's more customizable, which I love. But it's also, it can be crappy for the purposes of tournaments.
Right.
Sticks might not work always.
Right.
Which can be an issue. Graphics are going to be different from laptop to laptop or PC to PC, unless they're all Alienwares, I guess. But you know, that's not something to expect in most tournaments, right? It's tough for a tournament organizer. It's tough for like for SCR. Are they going to buy that many Alienware computers? Because I mean, I can imagine running Wednesday Night Fights on that, but to run a tournament that's 3 or 4 times that size is going to take a lot more, and that's expensive. It's very expensive.
Right.
So
I mean, my concern, honestly, is not even within a tournament.
Okay.
So let's just say SCR says, okay, Alienware gives them a bunch of PCs, right? And then CEO says, you know what, we're getting sponsored by Dell, all right? And then another company, we're getting sponsored by Asus or whatever like that, right? That means between all the different tournaments, we have different hardware. Not only that, but you're playing on your Lenovo on the lowest graphics settings.
Yeah.
Who knows what the lag is on that, right?
No idea.
And I'm sitting here playing on my super beefy streaming PC, so I can turn the settings all super happy or whatever like that. So basically what happens is that everyone's experience with the game is going to be slightly different.
Right.
So even though within the tournament all the systems are unique, are unified.
Oh, yeah.
I can be used to this really crappy laggy thing because I'm ambitious and set my settings higher than it should be on a crappy machine, and I just got used to it. Now I'm playing away. So, you know, and it's interesting because obviously lots of tournaments have been running on PCs because of MOBAs and everything, right? But I don't know, like everyone says that all these other games like Counter-Strike and everything are very twitchy and frame reliant. I've never heard anyone complain about any lag in any game except for fighting games. really, to be honest with you.
Well, it happens, but it's certainly not like it is
Right.
in fighting games.
Like, fighting games, I think it's the nth degree compared to everything else, right?
Yeah.
So...
I mean, there are some things in MOBAs that are, like, pretty tight, but
yeah.
it's not really one frame length.
Not 1/60th of a second, right? So I feel like it's that's where one of my concerns is for PCs. Like you said, also compatibilities of sticks and everything like that. So I don't know. And then just, you know, with all these different settings, who knows what's going to happen and such. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go.
Well, one nice thing is that they are... So, with the online, there's some issue with how it was coded, and there's, like, whatever, some issue. And Capcom announced that they're actually going to have a beta for that, an open beta to fix it. I wouldn't have ever guessed that I'd see that. Like, Capcom announces that they're going to have an open beta on Steam to fix their online. It's, like, bizarre, right?
Like,
go back like
1 year ago.
A year ago, would it be like, no, impossible. So I like that.
Right. Yeah,
I like
that.
that.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say is this is why I'm actually so looking forward to the Steam box. Right? Because the Steam box basically makes a consoleized version of a PC. In other words, if you have the Steam box and you have the Evo monitor, your experience should be the same as everybody else's. You know what I mean? It creates that known factor. And if that's the case, then I would like to see it, and we wanted to go the route of the PC, then I would like to see something unified like Steam boxes, you know, being used for that. And also the last thing too is I know it's probably because we have to start going the route of the PC when it comes to sponsorships and stuff like that. But I always say that anyone can sponsor anything as long as it hits your target demographic. I keep saying fast food restaurants need to sponsor fighting game tournaments. Like McDonald's and Burger King just 100% need to just hit up this. Because, I mean, fighting game people are ripe for McDonald's, right? I mean, seriously, it's the way it works, right?
Dude, you know, at CEO, Jabali tried to get Popeyes to sponsor, because there's a Popeyes across the street from the venue.
Everyone eats,
that everybody goes to. And they didn't want to bother. They had no interest.
Yeah, because they don't know yet. They don't know what the degree that we're at. You know, we don't have the ability to say, hey, we filled up the Staples Center. You know, if we could say that, then they'd be like, maybe we should think about this, you know. But it's just one of those things. I mean, I've always talked about NASCAR. Like, what the hell does Viagra have to do with racing, right?
Right,
you know?
yeah.
But they sponsor it, right? So,
right.
I mean, we got to look past that. There's so many more opportunities, but we're focusing too much on just machines. We're PCs, so we got to sell mice and parts and stuff like that. I mean,
I hear you.
We have a demographic here, and let's face it, within the competitive gaming community, fighting games are the most diverse ethnically. And I think that we hit a bunch of demographics that a lot of the other competitive gaming doesn't. And I think that's a huge thing for companies to look at. So, yeah. Okay. Enough of me.
That seems like a good place to stop talking about this. Anything else about it?
No, that's all I can think of. So.
It's not the only game for Steam, of course. Skullgirls is on there. Yes. KOF is on there, or is that right?
It is. I have it. So.
The first Blaze Blue is on there. If you want to play that, I don't know, but hopefully there will be more.
Yeah.
And come on, Steamos, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So curious to see how that's gonna.
How sick does that controller look? Come on.
I'm still curious about it. It's like 2 touchpad mice.
Yeah, they redid it a little bit, but yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they kind of changed it a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
It looks super cool.
Okay, cool.
Anyway. Alright, let's take a break.
Alright.
Talk about whatever else, I don't know, something in a bit.
We'll be right back. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
okay.
We're on?
Okay.
That was weird. I had a little freeze.
It just like totally freaked out. Let me make sure we're still broadcasting and everything like that. Dude, what is wrong with this XSplit? XSplit's going crazy. XSplit is going crazy. Do you still see that we're live by any chance, or?
Well, I don't have it running.
I think I have this one running here.
I guess not.
Well, you never know. Okay, we are
live?
Okay. But dude, XSplit is being weird. Okay, whatever. Okay,
anyway, so let's talk about video games. So some stuff has been announced lately. for example, Kano officially revealed in Mortal Kombat X.
Yes.
We've talked about MKX a few times now. I'm very interested in it. I love the idea of each character having 3 different variations. And Kano is no different.
Yeah, yeah.
So he has these 3 versions. The cutthroat variation. Bigger combos, apparently, and he has, like, eye lasers. Or no, and then there's the cybernetic version that gives him more long-range anti-air stuff, has eye lasers going on. And then there's the commando version, where he has a command grab and he has counters,
Right.
and you know, kind of like Geese-like counters, maybe. Yeah, he has a command grab. And
No, I mean, I'm still super interested because
command grab.
Yeah, I'm curious right now. Remember how I mentioned last time it would be really cool if they made a tournament rule where you could actually change which mode you pick. Like, even if the person counter picks you with another character, you're able to change. Yeah. So it's like you have 3 I hope someone tries that.
I think that's such a good idea.
I hope someone tries that, because
really
it'd be a really cool twist on a fighting game tournament.
Dude, I'm 100% with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was something else I wanted to say about. Oh yeah, that's right. In the video, someone actually, I guess, confirmed with me, but it's Twitter, so who knows. But in the video, there 100% looked like meter burn stuff going on in there. Like,
like Injustice meter burn.
Like post, you did something, and then it did it. Like, he did this dive attack, and then he did a follow-up, and he flashed on the follow-up. Someone said, yes, there's meter burn in the game. It's been confirmed already. I don't know where, but, you know, Twitter is not exactly always the most #1 reliable source of information. Yeah. Shinikuma 666, you know.
I know, yeah.
but yeah, so it looks cool. So it looks like interactables, meter burn are all going to be in there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think Kano looks really, really interesting. He's not a character that I've ever felt any interest in. It's always seemed like a boring, just kind of run-of-the-mill, whatever he does is boring to me kind of stuff. But each character so far has been interesting. Same with Raiden. I've never cared about Raiden. Who cares? But not me. But he has such an interesting twist on himself with the lightnings you can place and stuff. And there's the grappler Kano and there's zoning Kano. And
yeah, I mean, it's funny because like regular electric Raiden, I guess, is the basic one, and that's the one I looked at was like, eh. But then as soon as I saw teleporty Raiden and plant landmines and stuff Raiden, I was like, that's cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So these characters that have been boring before, I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that.
Yeah.
They're more interesting.
Yeah, so, and like I said, I mean, to me, it's also really cool because and I'm kind of hoping that this is true, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 unique chains to them, but if they have the same normal moves and same basic chain combos between the 3 versions, I think that's fantastic because when you learn 1 character, you've kind of learned 3 characters now. Because the worst thing about all the NetherRealm games, and I hope they do something to change this, you know, is that you had to memorize all the chain combos. Like if I was Catwoman, I had this chain, but if I went over to Superman, I have now it's towards 2, back 2, this down, you know, all this stuff. So if that's still in there, and the fact that you have 3 versions of 1 character, it might make it easier to learn multiple characters that way, and I think that's cool. I really like.
I agree.
That.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
It also shows footage of Devora, one of the new characters. You don't get to see her do too much.
Yeah.
But I think she looks really cool in motion. She has a Jewish name for whatever reason. The first explicitly Jewish character? I'm sure it's not going to be the case. They just thought it was a cool name.
Oh, man.
But she looks cool, and there's a little bit of a showing of like 2 of her like different styles and.
I didn't even pick up on that.
I mean, you didn't get to see it really, but you know, you can see what it's called. I forget what their titles are, but you can like maybe it says like gains access to like some special move, like you know, I don't know what it does.
But, Okay.
So you can figure it out, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
So that's MK. What else is going on?
Well, obviously, you know, we keep mentioning that. We should talk about that first. So, they just announced that Arcana Heart 3, Love Max with 5 exclamation points apparently.
Yes, 5
has been officially announced for the U.S. Currently, it's only available in Japan, as you can see right here. So, but they're gonna release the American version, and I'm not sure if this one is an upgrade from the.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's a different version because it says, and I don't know that much about this game, but
right, exactly.
It says that it'll be making its way to PS and PS Vita in Japan next month.
Oh, okay. So it's an upgrade
an
over this one. So this is Arcana Heart 3. Love Max is the upgrade to it. So
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
And it'll be coming out to the US in fall 2014. Wait, to the US? Or am I just assuming that? Amazon lists the title's release date as September 30th. Oh yeah, so Examo has plans to partner with the localization company to bring Arcana Heart 3 Love Max to PlayStation 3 in North America.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Somehow I have a funny feeling that Maximilian should really get into this game, right?
That seems super unlikely to me, but it'd be funny.
But right, because the game is Love Max,
yeah.
Right? So I mean.
So we've said this kind of stuff before, but if people want us to cover this, like we did with Under Night in Birth last night, if you guys were interested, that was there.
Which, by the way, I have to say, Sanchez did a fantastic job.
I totally agree.
Yeah, he knocked that one out of the park.
That was a big part of why I kept wanting to put it off when he couldn't make it.
Yeah,
we were supposed to do it and he couldn't make it because he had work and that happens.
Right.
But I really wanted to put it off because he's so good at doing that stuff. So
yeah.
Anyway, happy to have it if there is interest in it.
Like, isn't there was another game that I remember someone mentioned. It might have been a Melty Blood game or something like that. Or
people have definitely asked us for Melty.
Yeah. And actually, honestly, I want to do one for Yatagarasu.
Yeah.
And Wednesday Night Fights at the Run Back, they said that they're actually going to put Yatagarasu on there once the next season starts up again. So because that's another game that's on the PC, so they're going to be trying to run Ultra on Wednesdays and Yatagarasu on. And speaking of Yatagarasu, I'm not sure when he put.
He's been working on his juicy bits, so we're talking about videos on the game and kind of exploring the mechanics, exploring the characters.
Okay.
Talking about basics, but then also talking about more advanced stuff too.
Yeah, and he goes over all the characters out there. Like I see the System Basics came out on July 22nd. So yeah, these are relatively new. I'm gonna paste the link here. Uh-oh. You're saying random mutes?
Oh no!
Audio is skipping in and out.
People are talking about copyright. Not in live streams, no.
Yeah, I know, it's not supposed to be on the live stream.
Live stream and public domain stuff?
Yeah, I know, right? You lied to us. Is it still going in and out right now? Oh, something keeps rubbing when I move forward or something.
Oh, dude, do you think that wouldn't make any sense?
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a little movement going on right here.
Yeah, okay. Well. Okay, so Juicy Bits. He's been working on it. Done a lot of detail for Yatagarasu here. I'm going to post the link to the playlist here. And yeah, he goes over all the characters, and you can see from the playlist view, he goes over them at least 20 to 30 minutes for every single character. So, yeah, it's really cool. I watched some of the videos already.
Go on.
That's pretty brilliant. Okay, you gotta read that. You gotta read that out on stream, dude. That's pretty.
Warped Gone sent me a little tweet in which he shows something that POS Industries posted on the chat. I was talking about Devora being Jewish because that's a Jewish name.
Right.
Deborah Devora. He says Devora can't be Jewish. She's a wasp.
That's pretty brilliant. Yeah. Good stuff. Nice. Good stuff too. What is it?
I assume it's POS
Industries. Yeah, good stuff. There he is. That's pretty good. Congratulations, POS Industries. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check this out. Juicebox put a lot of time in this. Like I said, God, there's like, what is it, 8 characters, I think? 8 or 7 characters, and they're all half an hour, almost half an hour each. The system videos are almost half an hour each, so he's put a lot of time into this. It's very good stuff. A lot of good details. Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, I haven't gotten to touch it much, but like from what I've played of it and from what I've seen, it looks very solid. Like I said, it's a very fundamentally kind of game. And obviously, because they had the Indiegogo campaign, There's going to be new characters coming out. There's going to be balance patches and stuff like that. But you can get the game now, right now. I'm not sure exactly like where the link to purchase the game is right now, but you can get it. It is available. Like I just put it on my machine here, so I have it to download. They sent out a link to the backers, so I was able to get that. And but yeah, definitely check it out. I'm super excited for the game. I think
me
it'll be
too.
fun. So yeah.
WASP, aka, if you're not familiar with that term, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah.
Opposite of Jews. Yeah.
Yep.
People who historically are not the biggest fans of Jews either. So.
Yeah. Pretty
Nice.
amazing.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
anything else? What else we were gonna talk about here? Oh, Smash stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, in Famitsu magazine,
Okay.
they put out a spread of Smash Bros for Wii and 3D, Wii U and 3DS, and they actually show some of the characters' movesets.
Oh,
Which I just thought was
cool.
I just thought was cool. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's up on all of the relevant FGC sites.
Right.
And you know you can go in there and see Palutana's in there and
okay.
Little Mac is in there and
Nice.
and Rosalina and Luma. So you can kind of see what they do. But one of the interesting things about it is that it talks about the neutral special attacks, right? So if you don't remember the news in Smash. There are like the default special moves, but then there are also custom things.
I thought that was only for the Mii characters. Is this for everybody?
Yeah. And I don't think we know exactly how that's going to shape up, but like we've seen video in one of the directs where like Mario throws fire, and it's like a fire,
that's right.
not like a bouncy fire, right? So there's like options, and it says in this what some of them are.
Okay.
Which I think is really cool. Like so for Little Mac. I guess the basic one is when you attack opponents, your KO gauge fills. He has this little mechanic, the KO gauge. When full, you can unleash that attack. But he also has one, I guess, that gives him like armor on his punch. It looks like he has one that sets the opponent on fire.
I wonder if these have anything to do with the amiibos. Like,
maybe I don't know how it works.
you could get like power ups with the amiibos. I wonder if it changes the neutral B attack or something like that. Huh, interesting.
I don't know, but
Okay.
I continue to be very interested in seeing how the game shapes up.
Wait, does somebody say they're remaking Night Trap? Holy crap! This is totally off the
That's
top.
totally yeah.
You know what
I know-
Night Trap
I know- yeah, I know-
is?
I know
Oh,
what you're talking
okay,
about,
so they're actually gonna remake that.
That seems crazy.
That seems really weird. Oh well. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah,
I actually have the original Night Trap in my
really?
room downstairs. My friend had a Sega CD, and then he gave me all of his old game stuff. I actually I had a Genesis for a short period of time, and then it died before surge protectors were created. So I just had a regular old plug thing, and literally my Genesis.
Have you played the game?
I've only played it at my friend's house a little bit.
Yeah?
I've never actually played
I've never played it. I've only heard about it.
Yeah. But now I actually have a Genesis and a Sega CD because when my friend moved, he just gave me all of his old gaming stuff because he didn't want to take it with him and he knew I would collect it. So
I just think it's funny the way that you phrased it. That you have Night Trap like in your, would you say your basement?
Well, in the
your
room
basement?
downstairs.
Oh,
In the room
okay,
downstairs.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just like a funny game to say that about.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Has Dana Plato in it? Come on, dude.
I don't remember.
You don't know who she was? The daughter from Different Strokes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
And that was basically when her career was going downhill.
Oh, dude, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well.
So you can't use. Somebody's posting in the chat, but you can't use custom movesets in. I always think I turn this off, and I never do. You can't use those in ranked online, but there's discussion about using them in tournaments.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
without knowing how all that stuff is going to shape up exactly, it's kind of hard to say.
Right,
I've seen conversations among Smash players and Smash community members about whether to allow that stuff, whether to allow the Mii's as custom characters.
Right.
I mean, I think dude, if every character had like these multiple neutral Bs, like would it be
there's
like
two
Mortal Kombat kind of?
Right. So, but there's a couple of ways to turn out. Right. It could be cool if it was balanced like that, but it also could be like some characters' third strike supers.
Sure.
Where it's just like you're gonna pick Hoyokusen. Like if you pick Kikosho or whatever the last one is, you're just making a huge mistake. So.
You know, Mortal Kombat might be like that too. You never know.
Yeah.
It probably will be for some characters.
For some characters, for sure. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so we'll see. Some people don't know what Night Trap is.
Night Trap, it was one of the very first live action video so basically once the Sega CD came out, once games started going on to CD-ROM, they're like, well, we could actually film stuff, and so they basically made a game where there's like some mansion, there's a party with all these models, and basically you have all these camera views and you switch between the cameras, and there will be guys trying to kidnap the girls or whatever like that, and then you can spring traps. So there's a specific sequence that you can go through to get to the right camera angle throughout the whole game to save everybody. But if you're watching the wrong camera, something could happen over there and a girl gets kidnapped and you don't get the good ending or whatever like that. But it's very much like a Laserdisc game, like a Dragon's Lair, like a Space Ace, where there's really not that much variety. Because even if you rescue the girl usually leaves the house. So it doesn't affect what happens later on in the game, right? Because otherwise they'd have to film way more video and stuff like that. So that's what Night Trap was, and it was one of those games that had a really reputation for being extremely cheesy and extremely bad. Mm-hmm. And you know, I guess
I've never actually played it, but I've just seen footage. So
yeah.
Dude, I don't know if we have anything else to talk about. I think we're out of stuff.
Do you want to take a break, give everyone a chance to send us some questions? We can like take a really quick commercial break.
Dude, we'll just take like the quickest commercial break. Send us questions at UltraChenTV. We'll talk about some.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back.